Hello everybody, it is me. I kind of forgot what type of content we were making there. I forgot this is a live stream. I just say hello everybody rather than hello everybody. It's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus Tale of Many Warhipsters Season 3 tutorial. Yes, we're here. It's here. It's finally here. Tale of Many Warhipsters Season 3, the Prologue. We're doing it. We're doing it live. And I am joined by Richard and Richard at the moment. Adam is not here yet. So some things never change, you know. We like to keep some themes consistent within Tale of Many Warhipsters. Now, there are a couple of other things that we're going to be talking about today in terms of the format that are going to be different. So there's a couple of little rules and little things like that. But there's also some cool stuff that is going to be coming your way. But before we do that, I'm going to play you a little video. We did this last time, so we're going to do it again. So here we go. Just give me 1 second. Hopefully this is the right one, and boom. So that was just a little taste, a little taste of some classic Tale of Many Warhipsters content, right there. Are any of the prizes a naked Warhipster? We'll get to that later. The choice is yours. It has to be entirely consensual, you see. Now, before I pull in Mr. Gwatkin and Mr. Smith, I'm giving Adam as much time to get here as possible. I just want to do my YouTuberly duties, and obviously before we explain fully what the Tale of Many Warhipsters is and what the changes are this year, there's not many, there's a couple. If you could please leave a like on the stream, that would be fantastic. It is a free way to support the channel. You know, everybody likes free things. And another free way to support the channel, if you're not already, please could you hit that subscribe button? That would be very, very kind of you. I'd like that very much. We're trying to get to 75,000 on the year. And we're not far away from it, but we're far enough away that it might not happen, you see. Finally, if you'd like to support the channel a little bit further, you can do. You can do so by having a super chat or becoming a member. And if you are already a member, you can gift some memberships. That would be amazing. It's because of people like you who do stuff like that that the channel still manages to keep the lights on, and we're able to do things like A Tale of Many Warhipsters Season 3. Now, I'm gonna pull in the other guys. I'm gonna undeafen them now, so they should be able to hear me.
Hello.
And I can hear them. And then if we go across to this screen right here, boom! As you can see, there's a big black void there where Adam is supposed to be. And no doubt when he joins the Discord in a minute and throws all of the squares out of alignment, we'll fill it with his lovely face. Larkanan, thank you very much for being a member for 5 months. Season 3 hype. Let's go, baby. But first, we have Rich and Rich. It's easy because they both have the same first name.
Hello.
On purpose.
You're nervous?
No, on purpose.
And we did that on purpose.
Oh, I thought you said, I'm nervous. I was like, wait, what? You did this 12 times last season. You're all good. Justice for Bard's family, thank you very much for the 5. I hope some people enter GW's most gorgeous kit in as many themes as possible. I'm sure they will. I think Season 1 is going to be a big one for... Season 1, Episode 1 is going to be a big one for Bard the Bowman's family. Bane, Sigrid, and Tilda.
Lovely names.
Disgusting.
Because everybody should paint those models.
I think everyone will. Did you two order it by any chance? Somehow the Warhipster community, managed to buy out. Though. You've played against them.
No.
we managed
They're
to
actually
sell
pretty
out.
good on the tabletop.
It doesn't matter. They're terrible models. Stoogie, thank you very much for being a member for 16 months. Tails is here. Hello, old friend. Indeed, it is. We are back with Tale of Many Warhipsters, Season 3. So, Reza, are you excited? You going to join us a little bit more this year?
Yes, that is the plan. I'm actually painting models again, so I'm even more excited.
Yeah. Last year, your big project was buying a house, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. And I painted that house, so...
Counts. That counts.
Yeah, it counts. Edge highlighting and all.
I don't know why you didn't just submit pictures of the rooms you'd painted. That would have worked.
Yeah. Maybe I can resubmit them.
Mr. Gwatkin, are you excited?
Very much so. Both for getting a bunch of my stuff painted and also seeing everyone else's lovely stuff, because that's always the most inspiring thing.
Yes. So, I have a document I have made. I've made a document and everything with notes. I've called it an FAQ document, and I'm going to publicly share it in Discord as well. That's a,
oh wow, okay.
I took all of the swear words out, and it should be ready to go. So
we can add them back in.
Yeah, thanks. So, guys, for those of you who don't know, a brief overview of A Tale of Many Warhipsters. What is it? Well, Tale of Many Warhipsters, much like A Tale of Four Warlords, if that's a format that you're familiar with, is a monthly inspiration/motivational project, basically, where you, the audience, and us, the presenters, and more on that later, but maybe a few of you could also be guest presenters this year, in case Adam gets stuck on more calls and we need somebody else to fill in for him. Yeah, Adam gets all the shit until he gets here. Just as another that's one of the rules. So it's a monthly project where you and us will paint up one unit, just one. Could be more, but minimum one, or one model, whatever you choose, and you take a picture of it and you send it to myself and the guys, and then we do a stream later on in the month, or the following month, where we put all of your pictures together, and it's basically like a community roundup / Tales roundup, where we go through and essentially just tell you how great you are.
Thanks.
Pretty much. You guys are great. Like, the last seasons have shown that the quality in here is fantastic. But even if you don't think that, you're not sure if it would be the highest quality, you just started painting, does not matter. Your work is still fantastic and we want to see it.
It will always be better than a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. Unlike mine, which is barely scrapes it. Yamail Angmar, thank you very much for 5 gifted Warhipster members, kicking us off on the membership front in a spectacular fashion. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is the 3rd time we're doing this. This has come around a lot quicker than the 2nd time did as well. So if you have questions about those streams, what those streams look at, if you're slightly nervous about submitting and having us look at your work and you're worried what people will say, what I will say, what Reza and Rich will say, no one worries about what Adam will say, then that you can go and watch one of those older streams. They're all here on YouTube. Tales Season 1, Tales Season 2. You'll see the vibe. You'll understand how it works, basically. In that regard, the format has not changed at all. However, there have been a couple of little alterations, including some cool stuff. But before we get to that, in the chat, I'm going to drop a poll where you guys out there and anybody who's in chat will get to decide on the theme for this month. Okay, so we have last year what we had is I went for kind of a bit of a structure in terms of saying this month I want to see heroes / characters, next month we want to see battle line / troops, the month after that we want to see other stuff like specialists, like fast attack and all that kind of thing. And then Games Workshop very rudely changed all of the format of how armies are made, and now those terms are no longer valid and no longer make sense. So I've changed. We've adapted. We're nothing if not malleable around here at Tale of Many Warhipsters. Instead, what we're going to have is much broader themes. Right? They're more of a joke in some respects, but they should still fit with the vast majority of things that people want to submit. Of course, if we have things like if I have a couple of choices of theme where it's like tanks or walkers, not that it is going to be like that. If we say tanks or walkers and you submit infantry, that's also fine. But there's a reason why you won't want to do that, and we'll get to that shortly. So we have the theme of episode 1, which you get to vote for, is either going to be go big or go home, or stuff that goes boom. Okay, I'm going to start that poll now. You guys vote for it, and whichever one wins, that is the theme for this month. Does that make sense?
Yes, Dad.
So it might be that we do a month where the theme might be stuff that goes twang or stuff that goes bang.
Or it could be like love.
It could be love. It could be,
It could be hate.
could be hate.
I've got a couple of ideas for theme as well that I can pitch when we get a little bit later on. But yeah, there's some fun stuff that we can do.
Yeah. And then what I thought would be fun is essentially there will be debate as we go along as to whether or not something does indeed fit the theme, and it's up to us to argue whether or not it does, and for you guys in the chat to also argue whether or not it does. So as an example, go big or go home, well, that could be Huron the Tall or something like that, who's not that big. He's tiny, but he is Huron the Tall, right? For example,
that's true.
Or stuff that goes boom, for example. You might be thinking, well, I want to do MESBG this year. I'm sticking on MESBG quite a lot, but stuff that goes boom, you're like, I want to do a Minas Tirith army this year. Well, Gandalf the White goes boom.
Yeah.
As does a trebuchet.
Bard's family is a big family, so go big.
Yeah. there's
Yeah.
And he goes home.
He does go home.
There's definitely like creative license you can take with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you could also do like Bilbo or like Frodo. Like they're very big characters, even though they're small in stature. And then they also do go there and back again.
Exactly.
Frodo did make something go boom.
Frodo does. Frodo lays waste to a country. So it's there. He is. See,
There we go.
I told you he would do it.
Do what?
throw the whole thing out of whack.
Good. That's what I aim to do. Tell me when to put the camera on.
Put the camera on now.
Hang on, I've got to make sure it's bloody connected first.
Because if you don't put the camera on, and I line it all up, when you do put the camera on, it'll move you like that, and then I'll have to do it all over again.
I am everywhere. I am everywhere. I am Zinch. I'm tired.
I don't remember that being one of the Chaos Gods.
It is. It's the worst. It's the most powerful one by far.
The Tiredness God.
Yeah.
There we go. We should be. There we go. Finally, so many Adams. Yes, Colonel.
The gang's all here.
Hi, everybody.
There we go. Right. So, Nurgle is the god of exhaustion, technically.
Then
True.
I am fully paid up.
I would reckon it's just like Corn on his day off. It's done enough with the murder for now. It's just having a nap.
Exalted Adam of Zinj. I think you should change your name, Adam, to put an E next to the A.
It would just be Edom, demon type thing.
Demon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. The gang's all here. Adam, have you? I mean, you know the format of Tale of Many Warhipsters. I don't have to explain it to you. But
what is
are
it
you
we're doing?
excited?
I thought this was the Trump victory call. What is it?
I told you he'd make that joke. I told you he would. I said to these two, we're not going to talk about it at all. And I was like, but I can't tell Adam that because he's currently on a call and he's going to come in and within the first 2 minutes.
Josh just wants to make the hobby great again. Anyway, yes,
I'm
I'm
money on
familiar,
impersonation.
I'm familiar with the format. Please go ahead.
James Matthias says bad joke. It is a bad joke.
It is a bad joke. It is a bad
It's not
joke.
good. I'm not talking about it. So, what was I saying? What was it?
You said
Go home, polls.
Right, yes, we were explaining the format, yes. So, so vote in the poll throughout the duration of the rest of this stream. At the moment, Go Big or Go Home is very much in the lead with 77% of the vote. So, if you guys are ready to go big or go home, then you're ready to go big or go home. Hungry Bert, thank you very much for being a member for 10.
People do love those big models. They
do
are
love those big
fantastic to
models.
see.
Exactly. Now, there have been go home could be terrain. Exactly, Hungry Bird. Exactly. As well it could be. So, it's up to you guys to argue in favour of your case. Some of the time, we may also argue in favour of you or against you.
Could be a challenge, like get the most strenuous link to the theme.
Yeah, exactly. The more tenuous the link, the better.
Yeah.
But if we can prove it, then it's in. Now, we have got a couple of other things to sort of talk through. So, last year, one of the things that we had a monthly prize winner, which would be selected from the people who submit, and that is returning. We're doing exactly the same thing. So, as a little bribe for you guys to be involved, if you submit to A Tale of Many Warhipsters, you automatically are entered into the raffle, I guess, to win a prize of your choice, up to a value of 40 Great British Pounds.
Naked Josh.
Which is why when you said is one of the prizes Naked Josh, if you value me at £40, I don't, but
Market rate,
that could be something that you win.
So what's his ass? Is it Bard's family?
Is it Bard's family?
Bard's family.
If that's what you want, then that's what you get. You know, I don't mind buying you guys a Bard's family. That's fine. If you want to waste your prize, that's all good.
We can you know what we can do? We can get Bard's family, and then around Halloween next year, we can all come on this as Bard's family with Josh's Bard.
Well, at least they get to be a Bard.
Just be us going.
What about naked pictures of the panel at £10 a piece? Well, I mean, again, you have to. That's what you have to.
Probably get it on the internet for free.
Exactly. Reza will just send them if you fill out his form.
Yeah. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, Colonel.
So,
Not really.
As mentioned, every month we will randomly draw one individual who submitted something, anything, to Tales, as long as it doesn't necessarily have to be on theme. But if you submit, you are entered into the chance to win something. To win a prize with a maximum value of 40 Great British Pounds. Each person is only eligible to win once per season, and it's up to you to tell me what you want. It could be brushes, could be paints, could be a model for your project, anything. Snacks, apparently nudes. In the event that you do not live in the UK, you are still eligible to win a prize. However, it's more likely that I will just purchase a gift voucher for you to use of the equivalent value. So not $40, for example. It'd be £40 in dollars, which is like $57, for example, or something like that. I don't know what the exchange rate is at the moment. Because it's just better than me buying something here and then shipping it to you, because it won't get to you for like 2-3 weeks. So 51, there you go. So you would get $51 dues from myself. However, there's a change here. What if we pay the shipment? That could also work. Entirely up to you. It's up to you how you do it, basically. But essentially, everyone who submits is entered with a chance to win a prize once per season. Anybody who won a prize in the last season, you are also back in. Don't worry, you could win again.
You're banned.
You're back. However, there is an additional prize here. This is the grand prize. Okay. Every time you submit to Tale of Many Warhipsters and you stay on theme and follow the rules, you will earn a gold star. A point. And finally, at the end of season 3, everyone who has 12 stars will be entered into the grand prize draw. The grand prize is a commission painted Spearhead / Combat Patrol / equivalent other game by
or
myself.
Bard's family.
Or Bard's family by myself. That's what you win. If you're in with a chance
You're getting
of
like
winning
a whole thing there.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've never got a gold star before either.
Well, you've got to get 12.
Yeah.
Which means you have to submit on theme and,
and follow the rules. Which means I can't WhatsApp the pictures anymore.
You can't WhatsApp the pictures to me.
Welcome to the incentive-based economy. We're going for it.
Adam, you and I are out first one because we're gonna WhatsApp the pictures.
If I get one gold star, I'll be happy. But you know what? To be fair, though, we should declare, right? You know, I'm a big fan of transparency. We should declare we have miniatures painted by the Warhipster anyway, who he is
They're in my shed.
done for us or has given us as presents, including the Magnus, which he hated painting but looks absolutely amazing, which is sat in my cupboard sort of over there, or in my cabinet. So I think we've been lucky enough to already receive this. I think it's only fair that the fine people of the Tale of Many Warhipsters community get to
experience
get them gold stars and get their good boy sticker or good girl sticker, and Josh will provide them with a, that's a start of an army there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or equivalent, you might, because if a combat, how much does a combat patrol cost these days? 95 quid?
Yeah, 95 quid roughly.
Yeah, you might decide you don't want a combat patrol. What you want is Nagash.
Cool.
All right, cool. We'll go for it. So this is what I mean. Or you could decide, I want you to paint the Mass Effect board game, for example. Something like that. It's just equivalent,
cool.
that kind of thing. So a roundabout spearhead / combat patrol is what you will get if you get 12 gold stars. If you do not get 12 gold stars, you do not go into the draw. Okay? How many Bard's families is that? It's 1. It's
Bard's
one
family
Bard's family.
and his cousins.
This is going to be like the build a Titan out of Clan Rats thing. It's going to be build Nagash, but out of Bard's family.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, Colonel, exactly right. So there you go. Stay on theme. Submit every month. Okay. Now, the next question you're going to be asking is, how do I submit pictures? So there's 3 ways to submit again. 1, email your pictures to therealwarhipster@gmail.com. Okay. 2, upload your pictures to the Discord channel, Tales Season 3 Submissions. Right? It should be live now. And I think I've set it so that you can only send attachments to Season 3 submissions. So, because I don't want people chatting away in both. Because chatting in both makes it harder for me to find them, right? If someone can manage to get 0 stars for the whole of the Tales, what happens to them? I will make you your own wooden spoon.
Yeah, he'll whittle it.
Challenge accepted!
I will wood burn it. Could Bard's family be improved with stilts? Yes, 100%. They would be at least 100% taller, which would make them better. So there's that. There's also, in the description, there is a Google form for you to upload your pictures to. And what can you submit? In short, anything. There is no restriction to just Games Workshop models or anything like that. You can submit whatever you like. There is, however, new rules around submissions. Now, everyone pay attention to this because this is important. And you don't want to get it wrong, okay? You may submit 1 picture per unit / model. Okay? To 3 pictures maximum. So, to explain that, anything in addition to that will not be included in the slides. Okay? It all has to fit on 1 slide per person in the slideshow. This means sending multiple angles of 1 miniature in like 10 different pictures will not be put into the slideshow. I will take the first photo that I see in the list. So if you upload the picture of the back of a Space Marine, guess what? That's the one that's going in. Okay?
Look at that booty.
You can't exactly. You can be creative and use apps like Layout or Photoshop or whatever to put multiple pictures together into one, but you can only send 1 picture per unit / model. So what this means is, if you paint 10 intercessors, you should submit 1 picture of 10 intercessors, not 10 pictures of 10 intercessors. If you paint 30 intercessors in a month, you should submit 3 pictures of 10 intercessors or 1 of 30 intercessors together. That choice is yours. So, if you wanted to use Tales as a time to do an MESBG army, an AOS army, and a 40k army, great. Do 1 unit of each, and send me 3 pictures.
Yeah, it's also probably worth saying, just for Josh's sanity in sorting the pictures out, and also because we have to look at them obviously on the screen. And to be clear, I'm as guilty of doing this as anyone else, so don't worry, this is not an attack on anybody in particular in chat. But also, when we say do it on a layout app, please don't send one of those ones where it's 16 by 16, so we get it looks like a fly looking at a Space Marine through its compound eye. We don't need that, because we're just going to be setting it. What you'll get on stream is pretty much this.
You actually need to see
my camera's up here, right? But you'll just get this, just us going like that, and can't really see what it is. You know what I mean? So we want to look at your miniatures in their full glory, Hence some of the sort of changes rather than squinting at screen. So yeah, cool.
Yeah. To answer your question, Alaric, if you submit more than one unit/model in a month, will you not be in the draw? If you submit more than 3, you will not be in the draw.
Yeah, I think is Alaric not asking about because of the theme thing, right? But are we not saying as long as like one of them is on the theme, you still get entered, right? It doesn't have to be like all 3, because if you did like, I don't know, if it's big stuff, and you did one big AMS model and a little squad from Star Wars, that's fine.
That's absolutely fine. What I'm trying to discourage you guys from doing is painting 50 things and sending me 100 pictures in a month.
Which is very impressive, but we only have so much time.
Exactly. So just be clear, if I paint a sword brother, I can submit 3 pictures of him, or am I limited to 1? I'm looking at my guy here and he's got a layer glazed sword, but you wouldn't see the wet blend cape. So you can submit me 1 picture if you can cut those pictures together. Otherwise, I only want to see 1 picture of it at a time. The reason for this is you guys really enthusiastic for this, but when it's really busy in Tale of Many Warhipsters, there is sometimes as much as 200 pictures that I have to sort through. And what I want to make things a little bit easier, and so that everybody gets equal time as well on stream, is 1, everything's on 1 slide for each person. So if we have 60 entries, there should be 60 slides. 2, it's that we can spend the appropriate amount of time per person talking on their stuff. Because if it's a case of somebody submits, again, 50 models, 50 different models, and sends me 100 pictures, we end up spending sort of 20-30 minutes on that one person, which then somebody who gets in their submission late, or just like close to the deadline on the last day, and they send 1 picture, that person ends up getting 2 minutes at the end, which isn't fair. We don't want to do that. So the message is self-edit or make Josh angry. Kind of. Essentially, if you don't self-regulate it, if you don't control yourselves, guys, you don't get a gold star.
Yeah.
It is the threat.
And also, like, then, you know, as we say, we get to spend more time talking about your models. The streams won't all be like 4 hours long, which is a little bit untenable in some cases, if we're honest about it. And it means like people miss things, have to drop off from we'd rather spend that time with you guys in chat, looking at your models and having fun. So I think it's just a bit of like, you know, and look, our challenge to you, and I know, sorry, who was it above who raised was it Alaric who raised about the wet blend cape? Sorry if I'm naming you Alaric there and it was someone else, but like the point being, like, guys, self-edit. It's your call, but like you submit what you think is like, look, this is my 1 one model or 3 pictures of 3 models for the month, right? Like that's what we want to see. So yeah.
But as I mentioned, you know, if you're going to take your photos on a phone, for example, there are apps like Layout, which Layout lets you just, if you want to take like 8 up to 9 pictures, I think it can do. You can put 9 pictures into a layout and then edit that to look, you know, to give us all the angles if that's what we want to do. But I need you guys to self-edit basically, just to make it a little bit smoother, a little bit better. I'm sorry, I'm going to be a stickler for this rule this time. It's the only one I'm probably going to be a stickler for, but it is just a case.
Think about it this way: the less time or Josh has to spend putting the slideshow together, the more models he can paint for you to see.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Someone's asked, does a dreadnought count as a big thing? Yes.
Well, I would say it probably would count as a big thing. I would say it would count as go big and go home, because the dreadnought can't leave. The person in the dreadnought can't leave the Sark.
It's in their home.
They are in their home. So
an example of something that isn't a go big thing would be like a rattling.
Yeah.
Evidently, yeah, not rattling.
No, but it's like, to give people an idea of. But maybe a rattling inside a house.
Rattling inside a house made of melted down hard families.
What is that app's name? It's just called Layout. It's literally called Layout.
Yeah, there's others out there that you can do.
Yeah, it's like Pick Collage as well that I've seen people use, which is quite good.
You could even just take the images on your computer, like lay them over top of each other and take a screenshot of that. You know?
Yeah. What about Bard's family inside a Titan? Well, you can't see Bard's family inside a Titan. You've just spent over £1,000 on a joke that no one will ever see.
But it's worth it.
Bard's family are made out of resin, right? And the Titan's made out of resin. So it'll be like the gingerbread man, gingerbread house thing at Christmas, where it's like, Bard's family stand inside a resin structure. Are they made of the structure, or is the structure made of their flesh? They scream, for they do not know.
When will the monthly themes be announced / laid out? Will they be roadmapped like last year? So the way it's going to work this time, Graham, is you guys are basically going to choose the themes, but the themes are going to be super broad. So the themes are, as mentioned, go big or go home at the moment, or stuff that goes boom. But the argument is there to be made that anything can be go big and going home, or just going home or going big, right? So it's for something for us to have fun with. It's essentially kind of saying, unless we go super narrow with it, where it's like, say it's October and we say the theme is either ghosts or skeletons, which we're not going to be that narrow, but let's say that's an example. It means that paint a ghost or a skeleton, but if you don't want to do that, you can do something else. You're not precluded from a theme, you just won't earn a gold star. But the whole point is, it's like I mentioned, it might be something like we might have something like, we might have a theme where it's like wheels or feet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's the purpose of it is to, rather than go for like it's going to be hero,
tanks.
battle line, specialist, big, because that was quite prescriptive, but we ended up just going at the end of it.
And
the idea is to basically kind of just open the doors wide up for that, and also just have fun with it, basically.
Yeah, get a bit more creative.
I was going to say,
it also means you can do some weirder models and maybe try something that's in the back of your box of shame that you're like, well, you know what, I haven't had the chance to like paint that model yet. Maybe I'll pull that out and paint that.
I think Pridders has raised a very good point as well, which is like, if you submit something, and Josh, defer to you on this live, but like if you submit something and you can legitimately justify how it fits the theme within reason, I think we can probably accept that, right? Like if you send in a picture of your ale guzzler Gargant that's sort of walking along with a little post-it note next to it that says, "I'm going home," then it's going big and it's going home.
Yeah, absolutely. When you submit, can we put forward our reasons why visit? Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, I would encourage that. And that's what I mean, is like the more tenuous the link, but if you put forward your justifications, it'll be fun. We're just gonna have fun with it, you see.
Yeah, the point of it is to have a laugh with it, right? So as long as it's not like obviously not part of the link, then we're not going to be cruel with it. We might wind up to take the mick out of you. But
I mean, we might be cruel to like Biltong Boo and Josh, for example.
Yeah,
but not to the rest of you.
Well, I don't know. I can't guarantee that. I'm going to wind everyone up.
Yeah.
we're gonna be going, yeah, this fits the thing. We're gonna be going, actually, I think you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. There's not going to be any stickling.
No, of course not.
So, is Rez in a pharmacy cupboard?
Yeah, he's actually locked in a meat fridge.
Why?
It does look a bit like you're in the back of a pharmacy with like a shelf of pills to one side of you, mate.
I'll turn my background off now.
Alaric, sorry if this has been said, but YouTube has died on me a couple of times. Are all submissions going to be through the Discord, or will there be a form again? There is indeed a form, and the form is already live. It's already live, so you can see it in the description of this one. You can do it through the Discord, and you can also email it to me at therealwarhipster@gmail.com. So yeah, it's still the same ways that you can submit. Now, I would be really grateful if can those who paint random little weirdos collect a few together in a weirdo family photo and pretend it's a unit, or is that stretching things a bit far? I don't see.
We won't know the difference. So.
Yeah,
exactly.
Laura, just make up a theme. We'll be fine.
ultimately you need to just it's 3 pictures. You can kind of do what you want with those 3 pictures.
Yeah.
As long as you show off your model, right?
Yeah.
Don't send if we do a feet will theme. Don't send pictures in of feet.
Yep. Pictures of models, please.
Yeah. So that's it. That like I said, there's not too many changes to the format this year. The only changes are that there is now a grand prize, and that also that there is a limit on how much you are allowed to send me. And like I said, I will be brutal. So
Cunning.
I will be cunning, but
For
brutal.
all those really well painted Space Marine backpacks.
Yeah. If the very first picture I see is of a sword, the sword is going in.
I call this piece a showcase of ass by Space Marines.
Yeah, exactly. The Discord sub channel will need another look, I think. So is it not working? Can someone test it now? Are you able to send? Because I can't do it now because it will ruin the stream.
Wait 1 sec, I can do it.
Are you able to send photos but not send messages?
What's the name of the channel?
Tale of Many Warhipsters, funnily enough.
Submissions, yeah?
Wow,
Yeah.
that was bad. I like it.
No, I can't do anything on it.
It says no permissions. We don't have permissions to send messages. Damn it! Okay.
How do I not have permissions?
Because
I'm
I
me.
turned off. So the only way I could figure out to do it was, like I said, part of the cleanup for me is the submission channel needs to stay as pictures, and the other one is for chatting. Whereas sometimes, if the chat migrates over to the submissions one, it's harder for me to find the pictures because it's a lot more scrolling, as it were. But I will change that. So this theme will change every month. It will, Tommy. It will indeed. But it's always at your choice. We will come up with what the options will be, but trust me, they will be.
But you know what we're like, so they're probably going to
They'll
be
be pretty
mental.
broad, and there'll always be 2 to choose from. So if one you think isn't that broad enough for you to find something in that, you can always vote for the other option.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm certainly gonna try and be more active on the Discord and in the Tale of Many Warhipsters Discord thing as well to chat to you lovely people, because you're all very nice like once a month when we pop on. So it'd be nice to see what you're doing as it happens. I did see I was gonna say I have seen somebody has already commented, it's Laukanen, saying that he's looking forward to seeing all of the Abraxias people have painted. And do you know what? If it's go big or go home, Abraxia is sat on my desk right now. You've given me an idea.
Yeah, I will have to edit these permissions. Oh no, I can do it. Can I do it here? No, I can't do it.
Don't worry, Dave. It will work. It will work. I don't think it will happen.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
We'll figure out the logistics and make sure people are actually able to submit.
Check back later.
Scarbrand versus Bellicor counts in the theme, for example. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that would absolutely count in the theme of either of them. Stuff that goes boom or go big or go home. I'd say it definitely counts. How loosey-goosey are the deadlines this time? Ah, yes, that is a great question. That is a very good question. They're not. But it's always the last day of the month.
Yeah.
Okay. Are 3D printed minis allowed? Yeah, absolutely they are. There is no restrictions on minis at all.
Look at the mini he's working on though.
So no. Yeah,
Guys,
as long as they're
God,
nicely painted, they're all...
That's definitely allowed.
Oh, sworn dragon. Yeah, it's all allowed. Absolutely allowed. So yeah, the first deadline is 30th of November, and it's always the last day of the month. Now another little change, it's not really a change because it's not a format change, but the stream is specifically going to move to Sundays, because it is just a little bit easier on these gentlemen. There is no good time to do it where everyone will always sit. The dates are provisionally put into the description below. They can move, of course, because there might be bad weather, there might be illness, there might be a lack of preparation on my part. I might have a mental
power cut.
A power cut, internet might be out, all that kind of thing. Those things can change. However, we're moving it to be a specifically Tales stream, and you guys will be well aware of when it happens. So they are, like I said, outlined below. You can see them, but it just means that we move it to a weekend. It means we can start a little bit earlier, and it's more likely that everyone will be available. Your stream dates are before your deadlines. Yeah. So the stream dates, I know it does. I realised that there was no good way of making it make sense. The stream, so it should start with December. The stream for November is 8th of December. The deadline is 31st of December for month 2. Maybe what I should have done is changed it to month 2, month 3, month 3, and so on and so forth. It's basically, the stream is, when it says stream then deadline, stream is the one for the previous month, deadline is the one.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You've done that confusing.
So your first deadline is end of November. Stream will be 8th of December. Next deadline, New Year's Eve. Props to those of you who get it in at 11:59 p.m. on New Year's Eve. That's quite amusing.
We can have a painting party.
Yeah, we can have a New Year's Eve painting party, and then stream will be on the 12th of Jan.
Yeah. There you go. That is exactly right, Pritters. 8th of December, we go through November's submissions and vote on the December theme. The December deadline will then be the 31st. It might be that the voting on the theme thing might have to change depending on the amount of time that is left to some people. So it might be that we change that slightly and do it a slightly different way. But I'm going to try it for now. Like I said, these things are movable and can be different if it's not working. As it makes sense, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's a mythical feast. But the point is, we're going to have loads of really cool streams, and we're going to get to see all your amazing models, and that's fun.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
Again. Yeah. There won't be a big gap like last time because we're already here talking about it again.
Yeah, it's starting. You can start painting now.
Yeah, could maybe do Discord polls if needed. Exactly. If we have to, or I can put it up on.
We'll find a way to make sure you know what to paint.
And again, remember, sell your theme to us. So if you, Laura, if you're worried about like lead times on stuff, again, if you can come up with a very tenuous reason why whatever you've painted fits the theme, you'll be good.
Is the Legion Imperialis Titan a go big? Absolutely, it is. In the context of Legion Imperialis, it's very big.
He's like Gary Barlow's massive son.
Yeah.
Martin Spoon, just give it a massive. No, I wouldn't say it.
My only worry, to be honest, is that voting on the 8th takes away almost 1/3 of the month to paint. Everything else sounds grand. I understand that. Yeah, I think it will make more sense once we get into the weeds of it. Also, no February. Oh, for God's sake, I did put 29. I literally said I checked. I checked that it was the 28th. It was the final day, and then I've clearly hit the 9 by accident.
Leaky and McGee.
There we go. So yeah, we're off and running. So you can start submitting now. November has begun. After all, it's ready to go.
Are you ending the poll? Or?
No. We'll still leave it for a little bit longer. I don't think any more votes are coming in for it at the moment, but it's probably going to be "Go Big or Go Home" is going to be the theme of this month. But again, like I said, you can tenuously stretch these themes out.
Yeah,
basically.
The way to do it. The way to do it.
Yeah. And then I will. So once I know who submitted, because I'm not going to do it now. Once I know who submitted, that'll be when I will create a spreadsheet that has everybody's names in it, where you'll get your gold stars, basically.
Yeah. When you say a spreadsheet, I assume you mean it's going to be like one of those things we used to have gold stars on in primary school, where it's just like a big A3 sheet of paper with all the names.
Yeah, with names. That's the sticker.
Yeah. Physical gold stars.
Yeah.
Yes, Abdul.
American football is on Sundays. It is, but only until February.
And it might be a big game.
I'd assume larger scale counts. Yeah, it all counts. Like I said, you could justify anything, really.
What does big mean?
Believe. It's going to be some kind of like Werner Herzog style. This model is not big, but it feels like the bigness that is inside the emptiness at the heart of humanity. It's quite mapping.
Spreadsheet. He's just like Gilliman. Well, you have to organise a project of this scale.
Travis being brutally honest. I'm a Browns fan, so it's fine. You're not wrong, Travis. Sorry.
We can go through all of it again shortly, but I want to just check in. I want to check in with you guys at home as well, but also I'm going to start with Adam. Have you had any thoughts about what you're going to do for Tale of Many Warhipsters?
I am probably. I mean, I will say up front, I will almost certainly have a complete melange of stuff because that's just how I paint. And I like to go from one thing to another and try lots of different things. But I suspect it will probably essentially fall into mainly two categories, which will be just loads of AOS, and I'd like to finish my Slaves to Darkness army and get that all painted up. So I suspect there'll be a lot of that, alongside plenty of other AOS, and then just probably lots of Lord of the Rings because we've got the new edition coming out. There's a new box on its way at some point, so I will be doing lots of MESBG, and also because. Mr. Gwotkin, over the course of this year, as people who watched the previous Tale of Many Warhipsters will be well aware, much like the Lord of the Rings himself, tempted me into playing MESBG, which is basically what I've played far more of than anything else over the last 12 months, and that will probably continue for the foreseeable future. And yeah, Captain Mannering has got all those deleted characters and armies to replace, including half my Isengard characters, and I'm not bitter about it at all. But yeah, but no. So I'll.
There's new landings coming. It'll be fine.
Joy. So yeah, no, I'll be doing that, I think.
Nice. Reza, any thoughts?
So I will paint random stuff as well, because whatever just takes my fancy at the time. But for month one, you shouldn't be surprised if it's a dragon of some description or Angron. I've got an Angron I want to do. So
I'd like to see your take on Angron.
Yeah. So one of those two. Maybe I'll do both. If I'm feeling fruity.
I like it. Mr. Gwotkin, how about you?
I think I'm going to have a very clear, well laid out plan that I'll then completely abandon. But the plan at the moment is to paint a bunch of Middle-earth armies. And then maybe some extra models as they take my fancy as they go. But I've got a bunch of Middle-earth armies that I want to paint up. Just little chunks of them, maybe 500 points each, about 30 odd models a piece. Paint a couple of those up, so there's some nice variety. But there's always going to be models that take my fancy. Some of the Warhammer Underworlds stuff looks really great at the moment. And it's just a nice little painting project. You paint half a dozen models, you're done. So there's always going to be some other stuff that, I'll
Josh, I'm going to get
chip in and do different stuff.
I'm going to get him to play some AOS this weekend, so I'll have him on the Age of Sigmar train, don't worry.
Yeah, I've still got to finish my Spearhead, so that's on the list as well.
Sorry if I missed it, but no issues with our project for the year being a mix of different army/game systems. Nope, no issues with that whatsoever.
Not at all.
Tune, have you met us?
My kind of vague plan, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm actually veering towards I might spend Tale of Many Warhipsters painting Warcry warbands and kill teams.
That's cool.
Is kind of what I'm thinking.
Nice project.
Because I would like to be able to do stuff like there's the Death Guard and the Space Marine Heroes one. There's things like what were they called? There was the Sylvaneth and the Ossiarch Bone Reapers set that came out not too long ago. What was that one?
Twist
called?
Wheel, wasn't it? Twist.
The
I
Twist
can't remember.
Wheel. Yeah, Briar and Bone was what it was called.
Briar and Bone, Fire and
Yeah.
Flood. We're back. We're so back, baby.
I'm laughing at the chat.
If you don't do the Warlord Titan for Go Big, so help me, it better be done for feet. Well, depends. It might be that we go, hey, does it have feet or wheels? And you guys vote for wheels. Then I'm going to have to stick wheels on a Warlord Titan.
That or stick wheels on Bard's family.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a great idea. I could do that.
Too hot and wet.
Don't worry, Bard's family on wheels can't hurt you. Meanwhile,
That'll have to be a Valentine's Day theme, Captain Mannerings.
Hot and wet. Yeah.
You
Probably
walked
won't
into that
stop.
one.
Probably won't start this month, but I really want to actually paint up that 7th edition Wood Elf army my late mother-in-law got me in the next 12 months. That sounds sick.
that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, sounds fantastic.
But yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can create your own projects and either like find a model that fits from that project into each monthly theme, or you can just abandon the theme and just do your own thing and share it with us. We won't mind. It's just all about those gold stars for the theme. Nothing else.
A direct competitor. There's no competition between us, James. You already win. You know, the stuff that you come out with is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I'll just muddle through. We might have to coordinate though, James, so that we don't end up submitting the same thing, because I don't want to be humbled in my own show.
Rep competition.
Also, because then you can just put your models on the same slide and give it whatever stupid thing and thing title Games Workshop's given the latest box.
Yeah. But I might chop and change from that. Like MESBG is obviously very compelling as well, and stuff like that. So it could be variations upon a theme for me. But I think there's things like I have the Kassakin to do.
Oh yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, there's hopefully I'll get my hands on the next Kill Team box for the Rattlings and the Tank Busters, but I do have things like Hernkin Jaegers and stuff that I could do as well. So I just want to, I kind of want to focus more on things like that.
I just realised as well, Batship Fire Slayers and Tzeentch Warcry box, chop and change.
James has got Kassakin and Jaegers as well. Let's go! Damn it!
Yes, Terminators are big.
Terminators count as big-ish, right? You know what I mean? They do. And one blow from a power fist will send you home. So
It will.
Unless it's on Space Marine 2.
Unless it's a Space Marine 2 and it's a green one, in which case it has all the power of a mascarpone noodle.
Pillow.
He's giving the Tyranids a light caress, a little tickle under the chin.
Yeah, scratch of the chin. Yeah, guys, chat out there. Just let me know. Are you excited? Are you pumped? Are you ready to go? Do you want me to go back through the rules one more time?
I mean, tell us about your projects. What are you excited to paint this coming year?
Yeah, while we're reviewing the rules, put what you're planning to do in the chat. I like Abdul's obsession with models with beards.
I mean, there is quite a lot of them, to be fair now.
There are. But I want him to put beards on models that don't have beards, like Marathi, or like
Bard's family.
Or Bard's family, or any of the clean-shaven Blood Angels.
Sadly, Bard's family does not contain a single beard.
Yet.
We accept kit bashes.
I'm not green stuffing a beard onto these terrible models. Although at least
You have a really good tutorial on how to paint stubble, though, don't you? On your adventurous, you did it with his hair, like he had a clean fade.
I
So,
do.
you know.
I just feel like adding stubble to Sigrid and Tilda is a bit cruel, given as whoever sculpted their models was being pretty cruel to them in the first place. Cavalry counts as big. I want to do some AOS, but I may have to back up the skeletal high fleet. Cavalry would count as go big. And also, one very efficient way of getting home in olden times was to get on a horse. So, this is what I mean about how tenuous these themes are, right? Go big or go home could mean I painted some cavalry because horses are a method of getting you home at the end of the day. Done.
I mean, most of the miniatures are going to be in your house. All of them are, right? So you're already getting it from inside your home.
Exactly.
Sort of like
Exactly.
Brave Lords. Cool. What else we got? Night Lords for Horus Heresy. You've only got 8 days left to paint a 3,500 point army. Sylvester, good luck to you.
Jesus.
Best of luck, genuinely.
Yeah.
Because that's like all the lightning as well. They have the lightning on them in Horus Heresy, don't they? Yeah. So, ooh.
Yeah. Go big or go home will be my warhound. Hopefully for the other months, I'll be able to work on my orcs and goblins for the old world. That sounds awesome. Aiming to do non-40k for Tales, but need to get an army ready for Beachhead in Feb, so may have to dip into 40k to get it finished and also enter Tales. Super pumped to push myself to enter each month. I mean, that's it, right? It's like, so season 1, I used it as an excuse to paint up a demon's army because the Bellacore model came out, and I was like, this model has awakened something in me. And so I painted that up, and I was like, I'm going to do demons for Tale of Many Warhipsters. And that was fine until November, when Adam was like, hey, you should come to the Goonhammer Open in Nottingham, and you should bring your Chaos Demons. And I was like, sick! So I ended up painting the other sort of 1,500 points in 1 month. And then I was like, I don't have a lot of demons left to paint. So I ended up having to do some other stuff. But so it's like month 1, I think I did something like I did Bellacore, and then the next month I did Bloodletters, and then I did some Pink Horrors, and then I did a Lord of Change, a Bloodthirster, a Great Unclean One, and then the rest of the troops at the same time. In an absolutely crazy week.
They looked awesome.
I think there's a video on my Instagram, like a reel. I think something like the first ones I ever did was a video of that army when it was on display at Goonhammer. It's either that or when you took it to one of the Warhammer World events we went on, and it's got the Monster Mash over it as well. So if people are into that sort of thing, you can see it.
Yeah.
I will say I'm also hoping that while we're doing this, that Trench Crusade comes out, because I want to paint some of their models as well. So a bit of non-Games Workshop.
What's that?
Trench Crusade. It's just like a skirmish game that's on Kickstarter at the moment. It's got loads of support. It's based on artwork by a guy called Mike Francina, of this kind of like World War One. It's basically, imagine World War One, but with like demons and angels and the church, and there's like an Islamic faction as well. It's just very cool.
Okay.
I encourage you to check
Interesting.
it out. Yeah, but it has some cool miniatures that they are releasing at some point. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Right, we'll quickly go, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning and have some questions, we'll quickly go through the rules one more time. So as we've kind of discussed, and for those of you who don't know, Tale of Many Warhipsters is a monthly inspiration and motivation project to help all of us band together to paint miniatures for projects we've let go by the wayside, or to motivate us to finally get the one thing we've always wanted to do off the ground. Throughout the year, once per month, we get together on a live stream on YouTube and look at all your amazing work and shower each other with compliments. Yeah, that's how it works. If you are worried about what those streams look like, and you're perhaps a little bit anxious about submitting because you're not confident in your work, or you're not entirely certain of the environment you're sending it into, live on YouTube there is a playlist of Tale of Many Warhipsters 2 and 1. If you go and watch one of those, you'll see exactly the type of vibe that it is. It is very, very friendly. you want to just skip past mine because these guys are really mean about my work, but no one else is. Oh, and Built on Boob, he also gets it as well. But you can watch any of the rest of them, and that is the vibe of Tale of Many Warhipsters. So it's just honestly it's a real love fest, and it's a great time had by all. How does it work? Each month we do a live stream where we will decide on next month's theme via a poll, which is what we are currently doing at the moment. Go Big or Go Home is the thing that is in the lead. And the themes this time around, this season, are intended to be a lot broader so as to accommodate more projects and possibilities. There are motivations to stay on theme, which we'll get to in a minute, but of course you don't have to. Once the theme is decided, you will then have until the end of the month to paint up something that fits it. An example of this month's theme choices, as you can see, are Go Big or Go Home, or Stuff That Goes Boom. They're very, very broad. Things might get narrower as we go further down the line, but the aim is to stay really broad. In the following month, there will be a showcase live stream where we will look at all of your pictures, decide next month's theme, and as if that wasn't motivation enough, choose the monthly prize winner from all the participants. New to this year, we will be allocating gold stars to everyone who submitted something within the theme. You can win stuff simply by submitting to Tale of Many Warhipsters on a monthly basis. So each month, every person who submits gets a chance to win a prize up to the value of 40 Great British pounds, or equivalent in your local area. So euros, dollars, or whatever. You will. Don't worry. It's not going to be a case of you get a discount on something. You will get an equivalent prize. You can only win once per season, so once you win something, you're no longer in the draw, but you've already won something, so you don't care, right? But in addition to this, as mentioned, you get gold stars. Now, if you submit every month, you will get a gold star every month. If you have 12 gold stars, you go into the grand prize draw at the end. Everybody who has 12 gold stars will be entered into the grand prize draw, and the grand prize is a commission painted spearhead / combat patrol or equivalent by myself, or something that is similar in nature. Whatever you want, it's your prize after all. How do you submit your pictures? There are 3 ways to do this. You can either email your pictures to therealwarhipster@gmail.com. You can upload your pictures to the Discord channel Tales Season 3 Submissions, or you can utilize the Google form in the description below to upload your pictures. The Google form link can be found in the description of each live stream, and I will also post it in the Discord channel as well for reference if needed. What can I submit? In short, anything. There is no restriction to just Games Workshop models or anything like that. You can submit whatever you like. There is, however, new rules around submissions. You may submit 1 picture per unit / model and 3 pictures maximum. So really the wording there should be 3 units maximum, basically. So 3 units / models maximum. So in a month you can paint 10 intercessors, Marnius Calgar, and a unit of Reavers, right? You could do that. You are then allowed to submit 1 picture per each of those, right? In addition, anything in addition to that will not be included in the slides. So if you send me 10, 15, 20 pictures of a unit, I will pick the first one. Okay? So be careful, because again, you don't want to just have a picture of your model's butt be the thing that comes up. Right? That is the only kind of like strict rule, and this is just kind of a case of just self-manage yourself, self-edit yourself a little bit in terms of how much you're uploading, because you guys are very enthusiastic, and I love it, and I love getting all the pictures, but it takes a long time to put the pack together, and when I have to sift through 200 to 300 pictures, it just takes out the entire day, and it makes it very stressful and difficult. I don't want to have an early coronary. just to clarify that, you can be creative and use apps like Layout to pull multiple photos into one photo. That's your choice. You could use Photoshop, or what were the other ones you mentioned, guys?
Collage is something it's called.
Collage.
I think it's called Pick Collage.
Pick Collage. You can do what Mr. Gwotkin suggested, which is get all the photos up on your computer and then screenshot your desktop. That's another way of doing it. That's one way of doing it.
I want to see it. I want to see it done old school. I want 3 pictures, put on a Word document with some word art above them, and then that screenshotted and submitted as a picture.
I believe it has like the rainbow clip art text.
Yeah, I'm talking like 2004, 2005, like late school project type stuff.
That can also work. So, in addition, to clarify, 1 picture per unit / model means if you paint 10 intercessors, you should submit 1 picture of 10 intercessors, not 10 pictures of 10 intercessors. Make sense? Oh my god, Adam's camera is freaking me out. I was going to mention it to him.
Oh, is it been going a bit weird? Yeah, I think my internet's been having a few issues, so it keeps freezing. But I can hear you okay.
You're just behind. You're out of sync.
Yeah. I again, much like Zinch, I exist outside of the normal time stream.
it's because you keep looking at the camera, but you're not saying it because you're not speaking when you're doing it. You're just going like that. Are my catalog style slides okay for this? Absolutely, James. Absolutely, because you're combining multiple pictures into one, so it's all good.
It's a secret power I have. Oh man, yeah, mine are well out of sync. This has all gone wrong.
You might just have to turn it off.
I'll turn the camera off and turn it back on again, see if that does anything.
I apologise to everybody about what's about to happen. There you go.
It's all right. It's fixed itself.
There you go, it's back. So yeah, I think that's everything. There is one thing in addition as well, which I haven't already mentioned, and I'm going to upload this document. Who votes for the winner of the grand prize? That is randomly drawn as well. So it's just a case of if you got 12 gold stars, you go to the thing. Yeah, and then I spin the wheel of fortune, and whoever it comes up wins it. So everyone.
But secretly, it's me because I'm the dark wizard, apparently.
Yeah. It was so funny when just your eye moved, but the rest of the picture stays the same.
Oh, that's cool. I need to go back and like reload the stream so I can see it properly. That's cool. Just like.
So the last thing that I haven't mentioned yet this evening, and I will mention it now, is we are looking to possibly have a few of you guys join us as guests to present Tale of Many Warhipsters this season. If you would like to be part of the presenters crew, please send me an email at therealwarhipster@gmail.com with the title guest presenter to register your interest. Just shoot that email to me and I'll put you on a list, and then we can talk about it later on. It will be in the case that the other 3 can't make it, and it's just me, but the show must go on. That's something like that. Or if we have a particularly quiet month, we can have 4 voices, because everyone 5 voices, because everyone speaks about every miniature. That's the kind of the point. And if there's like 100 entries, then having 5 people at once all having compliments, it just extends the time by a 5th, funnily enough. So that is another thing. So that is like I said, just shoot me an email, therealwarhipster@gmail.com, with the title guest presenter to register your interest. It's like I said, it's not guaranteed, but you will go on the list, and I will let you know how things go. I think. Be invited audition. Have you just emailed?
course you emailed, fool.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I emailed.
Hello, I would like to take part. Reza of the Prime, or I don't know. Why is your email address bigbouncingBooties24@gmail.com?
You got me.
So yeah, there you go. You'll go on a list, and I will get in touch with you in the coming weeks, and we can talk about kind of just I mean, you already know the vibes, right, guys? But like just the kind of do's and don'ts, and I will let you know, and we can look at getting you guys on stream. You can have a go. You can have a go at doing the Tale of Many Warhipsters. Yeah. So there we go. That's all we need to talk about, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
think so.
certain.
The only thing I was going to add is, if you can't make the submission every month, that's also okay. You can dip in and out as your schedule allows. You don't feel like you have to submit every month, or you can't submit at all. If you can only make 1 month or like 3 months out of it, that's okay. It's just, this is motivation to help, to get across the line and to actually paint some stuff. And that's different for everyone, and we understand that, and we're always happy to see your miniatures, no matter what, how often you submit or what state they're in.
100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and if you've never painted before, like please send something. If you watch this, if you're not in chat right now, you're watching this later on. You've never submitted something like this before. You've never painted a miniature. Give it a go. We're nice about it. I think Laminated Pigeon was very nice about us further up and said, this is the most wholesome online community I've ever been in. Don't be worried if you aren't painting your best. We only focus on the positives here. So yeah, we are nice.
Exactly. If you're taking part in a Tale of Many Warhipsters, you are an elite painter. Just by simply taking part. So
you're not just elite, you're elite L33T. That's what you are.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can change. You can forget all this Captain Mannering's Colonel 149 stuff. You can change your name to small Z big Z underscore 360 no scope hyper painter underscore big Z small Z or something similar.
Hashtag pro gamers.
Yeah. Clan tag elite. We're really going for those Modern Warfare 2 vibes circa 2010.
Nukes for days.
Twice last season, going for the 12 this season. I want that spearhead. Well, I mean, there you go. There's the carrot. There's the little dangly carrot.
That's the motivation.
Probably don't talk about your little dangly carrot on stream, Josh.
Well, it's my stream. I talk about what I want.
Yeah.
Even if your camera is a potato cam, you will have painted and submitted. Exactly. You don't have to worry about that. Like I said, phones are perfect for taking photos and miniatures these days. You don't have to worry about having a fancy camera or anything like that. It's just a case of just. Is this a teaser for Naked Warhipster Prize again? That is only.
Yeah.
If the monetary value lines up. But there you go. I'm really excited. I'm excited for this one. We've turned it around really quickly this year.
Yeah, we have.
The gap between 1 and 2 was significantly longer.
Yeah, we're not slacking this time.
Yeah. It was I think I said in the description, it's back by popular demand.
Yeah.
What you guys want to see.
And even if there is no popular demand, we'll goddamn well keep doing it.
Yeah.
We'll keep on doing it until we say otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a complete disaster after this one, we won't do it again. We'll do something else. We'll call it we'll call the story of some Warhipsters. Yeah, rebranded. It's the webisode offshoot. Think about all the money I've given, and I haven't seen Naked Warhipster, so we've got a ways to go to hit that milestone. Well, James, I've got your email now, so.
No, Captain Mannerings, to answer your question directly, that's sort of the point of moving it to Sunday. So and I should have said this because Josh is very kindly, when Josh was talking about moving to Sunday, and I hope this works for people in chat. Like basically, my weeknights, I'll be as open and again, I like to be open and transparent. The job I work means that my evenings on a weeknight are non-negotiable. Like I normally can't really do this. It's really hard for me to make time for it, and if I'm in a very busy period of the year, it's what it just becomes impossible, and it kind of sucks not being able to come on and hang out with you guys. So weekends, and look, sometimes I have to work weekends. It happens, so I can't guarantee it won't happen. But a Sunday night normally, all things being equal, is much better for me than trying to do stuff on a weeknight. So yeah, it's a good one. I don't want to be in that situation again where we had this amazing season, you guys are submitting amazing models, and actually as you know has happened even slightly this evening, is where I'm just finishing something off with work, so I get stuck a little bit later than I would otherwise like to be when I've otherwise put stuff in my diary to be on here. So yeah, it is what it is.
The best thing about it is quite often when Adam's late or misses it entirely, it's because he's locked in on a work call, so he doesn't hear the first 20 minutes of the stream where we rip into him mercilessly for the entire time.
Yeah, I get to hear you guys giving me shit like later, which is fun.
Hello, Star Pilot. How you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very optimistic for this one. I mean, it's always great, this project. It's very hobby affirming, and it's kind of always it's always a reminder of why I do what I do, which is the best. So it's just nice to be able to just kind of jump straight back into it. Like I said, though, some of the slight changes to the amounts of photos you can send is. The bit I don't like is spending the entire Wednesday making a slideshow, because what I used to do for a living was make slide decks, and then I'm doing it and I'm like I'm sat there and I'm just like, oh god, it feels like I'm right back there. But then we get on the stream and it's the best time ever. So
You'll know when Josh is tired, because halfway through the slideshow, like when we, before we start the video, sometimes we're like, Josh, you might want to change it a little bit, because like halfway through there'll just be one slide that's got some, some pie charts on it and some training materials. We'll just be like, no, you need to take that out, Josh. Just relate to type.
Yeah, exactly.
And to answer your question, James, I'm a lawyer, so I'm a corporate. So I'm not a programmer, but yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was a GP and then a solicitor. He might as well be both. He works like one.
No, I'm a solicitor, but I'm not a GP. I would be a terrible GP. What's wrong with you? My elbow hurts. Okay, well, don't move your arm then.
That sounds like a perfect GP to me.
Go home.
Every GP I've ever had, apart from the one when I was a teenager living at home, every GP since has just always, I've got an issue, and they've gone, cool, here's a referral slip, go somewhere else.
Yeah, go elsewhere. Yeah, and I will say, actually, to James, to your point, Magic the Gathering is surprised. So I work in sort of the financial sector, essentially, but I will say Magic the Gathering is quite a popular game among a lot of people in kind of legal financial sector, that kind of thing. So yeah, I fully would expect you play with you would have played Magic with people who work in my kind of line of business.
Is there a union for lawyers? No, he's too busy busting them.
Not what I do. There is a union for lawyers as well, but you'd be surprised. It's not like, I won't get into it, but it's not like how you would think a union works. But anyway, look, I can't complain. But we're moving it Sunday, so I can be here. It's good. It's the way it works.
And I know Adam was getting a lot of stick, but I wasn't great on my attendance last year either, so the Sunday should help me as well.
Yeah, but to be fair, you had much more legitimate reasons than I did.
I'm trying to help you.
I know, but I'm being nice.
Yeah, if Reza, if you pull that again this season, you're not safe. I protected you a lot last season from when you'd say I'm really ill. It's like, okay, yeah, he's really ill, and I sympathise because I've had similar, nowhere near as bad problems as you have had in the same region. I completely sympathise, but this time around, Rez, I'm gonna be merciless.
I'll just record from the toilet.
Well, that's absolutely fine.
Live
James,
from the bathroom, it's Brother!
James is a designer / developer in my day job. Yes.
Nice.
What about your night job?
There you go.
Well, James's
Everyone-
night job is amazing painter, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone remember to like the stream tonight. Thank you, Sylvester.
Yeah,
You-
Laminated Pigeon, that's where Rich gets his grimdark miniatures done.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I didn't read the comment.
Before you ask, that ain't streaking grime.
There was definitely a streaking grime joke in there, and I'm glad you got there before I did.
Yeah.
We don't want to
wanna
know
know.
about Rez's night job. Yeah.
He's a football manager by night.
Football manager, Space Marine, a League of Legend,
F1 driver.
F1 driver.
Spreadsheet enthusiast pretending it's a football game.
Yeah. PowerPoint maker.
One of my favourite things is on a day where Rez forgets to put his Steam account into offline mode. Sometimes it'll be like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll just say Reza is playing Football Manager. I was like, oh, tough day at work then.
Yeah, that's normally when I'm in a 2-hour phone call. I actually hope no one from work is on this 2-hour phone call, and I'm just there like playing Football Manager. To be fair, my job lately has been quite busy, so.
Yeah,
Funny enough, Josh, my job is making PowerPoints.
It's actually training, teaches you how to be efficient on Excel. Because again, Football Manager is not a video game; it's an Excel training program with a veneer of football attached to it.
It's life. I think you'll find.
It's season 15 with Sunderland, and
So,
I'm winning
is
the
it-
Champions League, mate.
I was gonna say, wasn't it you that was boasting that you're like playing it on like ultra realism mode or something?
No, there's just one mode.
Oh, I swear
Yeah.
somebody I know was like, oh no, it was a friend of mine at work was telling me that they'd been playing Football Manager. No, it's an old school friend actually. That's who it was telling me they'd been playing on their paternity leave. They'd been playing Football Manager on like, I don't know whether it was like ultimate or ultra realism mode is what he said. He was like, yeah, so it's a lot like managing a real football team. I was like, no, fucking
No, it's not.
Anyway, getting into something different
I
here.
don't think it is.
Back in my call center days, I used to knit on quiet days between calls. Yeah, when I used to work at Now TV in customer service, because we were working in Now TV, I would just throw films on, which was bad because I have ADHD. So I would be sat on a live chat with a customer and I would be watching The Lord of the Rings, and it's tough to do both of those things at the same time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just saw Dave's here. How are you doing,
Hi,
Dave?
Dave.
Hello, Dave.
I can imagine.
That's movie love.
People must have seen the League of Gentlemen and know what I'm on about.
Yes.
No, dude, it's just out of nowhere.
Hello, Dave.
Dave is a veteran of Tale of Many Warhipsters, of course. For you, Dave, not a lot has changed. Everything is exactly the same as it was before. The only thing that's slightly different that you might need to know is that there is now a limit on how many pictures that you can send me. It is 1 picture per unit / model, 3 pictures maximum, so 3 units maximum, basically. Or you can use things like Layout or Photoshop or Microsoft Paint or whatever to put a couple of pictures together to submit as 1 picture. But the whole point is, just to kind of just to make things a little bit more succinct, a little bit more easier to manage from my end, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just keep in mind that will be 1 slide per person, so if there's a lot of information on each of your pictures, they'll be shrunk down, so we won't be able to see them quite as large, so keep that in mind.
Pridders,
Yeah.
thank you very much for the 5 gifted Warhipster memberships. You absolutely.
I think he was trying to snipe Sylvester of Terror, but didn't
Yeah,
quite
so
do.
you go on the little. There should be a button at the bottom of the video, mate. You can become a member on that if you so wish.
So I can, in
Please.
theory, send an army as long as I get them all in 3 images. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
These miniatures are close. Those ones are really far away.
Yeah.
And together they make a home for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's like I said, it's a way for me to make the deck a little bit easier to put together, and also so that when we come to do the stream, people get an equivalent amount of time, because I want to try and get one slide per person, basically.
Yeah.
It is the game, is the goal. So if we have 100 submissions, we will have 100 slides. 100 people submitting, we will have 100 slides. If we
You don't have an appendix?
50, we'll have 50. What?
Nothing, don't worry.
That's so out of left field. Just, you don't have an appendix.
As in like an appendices in your slide, don't worry. That's a terrible slide making joke.
Oh, I see what you're going for. I was like,
Yeah.
I have my appendix. What are you talking about?
Get Adam the GP to take it out.
I'd be really worried if a GP was taking out the appendix.
Laminated Pigeon says appendix,
Looks like it can come
things
out.
that go boom.
Yeah,
This
true.
is very good. Captain Mannings, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. That is very kind of you. As always, guys, I will just... You stole my appendix. Oh my goodness me. That would explain this large scar I have. It's on the wrong... I just looked on the wrong side. Anyway. As always, guys, if you could please leave a like on the stream, that would be incredible. It's a free way to support the channel and support Tale of Many Warhipsters. Another way that's free to support the channel is to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 75,000 subscribers on the year. We're nearly there, but we might not get there. And if you want to be a legend, you can also support the channel a little bit further by either becoming a YouTube member, or if you are indeed already a member, you can gift some members to the channel, or you can send a super chat. It's because of people like Captain Mannerings and Pridders, and we've had some more actually. Justice for Bard's family, Tommy Agami, and
Justice for Bard's family sounds like a really specific offshoot of like that Fathers for Justice mob that were a thing about 5 years ago.
yeah, Ymail Langmar, and all the people who've already gifted, who have been sending their member messages as well. It's because of people like that that we're able to keep putting together things like this. So it's really, really appreciated. We've got about 25 minutes left on the stream. Is there anything that we need to cover that we haven't already covered in great vivid detail?
Just a reminder that to get your models in by the end of the month, and it's a strict deadline this time.
It is. It is. Indeed. Last day of the month is always the deadline. It is a non-movable deadline. Apart from the illegal one, which I need to edit, which is the 29th of February. It's only 28 days this year.
I mean, if you can submit on the 29th of February, I'll be very impressed.
That requires my level of time manipulation, which none of you possess. I'm like
Unfortunately not.
Doctor Who from Temu.
Colonel, thank you very much for the 5 gifted Warhipster memberships, you absolute bloody legend. Is Warlord Bolt action models allowed too? Yep, there is no restrictions at all on miniatures that you can submit. You can submit literally anything.
Yeah, and
Is there a theme each month? There is. It is a very tenuous, broad theme. So, as you might be able to see there, Dave, there is a poll currently for the theme of episode 1. It will either be Go Big or Go Home, or Stuff That Goes Boom. At the moment, Go Big or Go Home is the one that is in the lead. Essentially, we're going to have really broad themes every month that are going to be kind of a joke, kind of not. And it's your job to figure out how you can tenuously link it to the theme even if it doesn't seem like it can, there is always a way. So, for example, go big or go home. We've already had people asking, is things like cavalry considered go big or go home? Why, yes, indeed it is. You can use a horse to get home, for example.
Some people carry their home on their horse.
Deadline is midnight BST. Do you know what? Do you know what I will say? The deadline will be midnight, your local area. Let's do that.
COB, your time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to look up what the most bizarre time zone is, because we could just try and flick it through each one's. Like we could do one of the ones in Greenland.
I mean, Australia's got a half-hour time zone.
I was going to say,
Wait, what? Really? That's a thing?
Iran's on
Yep, that's a thing.
GMT plus 3.5. India's on GMT plus 5.5.
I
Afghanistan
didn't know that.
GMT plus 4.5.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I will.
Middle of Australia is just this weird little slice.
Yeah, your local time zone, midnight. Your local time zone is the final day, as final deadline. Don't worry about it being midnight in Cheltenham. You don't have to do anything like that, because that's
Midnight.
I'm not expecting.
Midnight in Cheltenham sounds like a really poor horror novel.
Yeah.
Or a band.
Or a terrible.
But
We are midnight in Cheltenham, and this is the Greggs was closed, and I had nothing to eat. Yes.
we're in the north, but we're actually in the south.
Very technically, I'm 15 minutes behind you guys,
Yeah.
because you're all in London, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Rich thinks you're in the north, which puts you about 30 years behind, but according to Rich.
Yes, allegedly.
It's right. Adam's always 15 minutes behind anyway.
Yeah. Hey. Is. Excuse me. I work in 6-minute increments. This stream is costing Josh a lot of money.
Laminated Pigeon, thank you very much for becoming a member. Travis Woodside, I had an emo band in 2002 called You're Not My Real Dad.
That's brilliant, Travis. I love it.
That's good. I like that.
Please tell me
Should we
your
make
first concept album was called It's Not Just a Phase.
Yes, that's definitely going to be a theme, Josh.
So that is going to be a thing. Isn't it? This month's theme is either It's Just a Phase or You're Not My Real Dad.
It's on Pete's Horus.
Literally all the traitor
Bard's
prime
family.
marks. All the traitor prime marks.
Yeah. Every Space Marine.
So is the first deadline 30th November? It is indeed, Dave. It is indeed. So you have 24 days to get your first submissions ready. And I need to edit the Discord channel permissions because I messed up. But there are still the same 3 ways to submit. You can either send it to therealwarhipster@gmail.com. You can either use the Discord, or you can use the Google form in the description below, and there will always be a link to a Google form in the description below for each of the streams. So yeah, 30th of November is the deadline. Does anybody have any further questions?
No.
Sorry, I've got to make like a
know
proper.
what the theme will be when the poll ends, but
Yeah.
apart from that, I think we're good to
Hang
go.
on. If you're asking, has anyone got any further questions? I need to make this like a proper Zoom call. So hang on. Nothing from me, thanks.
That's what I usually do in my calls.
Then back to me.
You have your cameras on? I never used to turn my camera on.
Yeah, we have to.
Oh, we mostly do.
It's on the meeting.
Depends on the meeting.
Yeah, it depends on the meeting, but most of the time, annoyingly, with my job role, I'm talking the most.
And then they can, like what Reza has developed is like, you know, like how a chameleon can have its eyes move independently, kind of like what I did.
Yeah, one eye on the screen, one eye on Football Manager.
One eye on the court and the other I was over here like on Football Manager, just stuff.
You know what? I really wish that was true.
Can we have a Bard's family only episode? I mean, I think a number of people.
Bard's family.
For a laugh, we should see if we can all paint a Bard's family and see how different they all turn out.
Well,
I
you're
would
not.
love for someone to paint Bard's family every month and fit it into the theme every month.
It is going to be very difficult for everybody to paint Bard's family because last week the Warhipster community bought every a copy of Bard's family, and it's now currently sold
that
out
means they're
on
going to make a ton more.
GamesWorkshop.com.
Hey, to be fair,
this model is selling really well. Let's make more of it.
it survived the Legends cull, so it'll still be around.
You can't buy it on.
It's genuinely is out of stock at the moment. It's temporarily out of stock.
I think it's out of stock like everywhere.
Yeah, it's a Forge World model.
Oh yeah.
Bard's extended family, Bard's cousin.
Notify when available.
Is the Discord for Patreon only? I can't seem to see it. The Discord is members and Patreon. You get it regardless of member or Patreon. It's a benefit for both.
Become ye members.
They're going to release an extended family, cousins, grandparents, etc. Oh, what, all going at that? I'm genuinely tempted to head swap them with like Space Marine heads, just because it will just look really stupid. but we'll somehow improve the models.
I mean, to be fair, it'll be like some of those other conversions you see where people swap over like random stuff on like AOS or 40k models. So you can go for it. It'll be fun.
They've got sculpted bases.
Why?
I don't know.
We should try and see if we can like interview the person who designed the model.
I don't understand how. I get how Bane is a multi-part model. He's got to glue a sword to it, but I don't understand how Tilda and Sigrid have more than one component, and yet here they are. I just don't get it.
This is like your Aquaman. This is like the thing that you hate more than anything else in the world.
I despise these miniatures.
Oh, we need to get Adam to paint an Aquaman.
I've got my Idneth army, right? So I kind of need an Aquaman theme. So, you know.
Oh, that reminds me, Josh. We need to do our idea.
What was the villain of the first one again? Like the...
fucking Ocean Master.
That's the one. Ocean Master. Master of the Oceans.
That's the really jeb end of a superhero.
Named after a watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it should be advertised in like National Geographic, not being the bad guy in a mediocre Momoa vehicle. Do you know the worst thing? I watched the second one. I've watched Aquaman too. I was like, it can't be as bad a second time around. No, it was.
But you had to watch it at that point.
Yeah, I was like, in for a penny, in for a pound. It's not reached the so bad.
It's your favourite superhero though.
It hasn't reached the like so bad it's good level of crapness yet. Like Steven Seagal's Under Siege and Under Siege 2, which are both terrible but also excellent films. And
but you could like the older he got and the fatter he got, you can see how they've just started the fight scene because he couldn't keep up with it anymore.
It's more two elements, right? So in the first one, and sorry for this like tangent chat, but 2 seconds of it. First one, he plays an ex Navy SEAL, I think he's supposed to be, who is the chef on the ship, right? Yeah. And like at one point, like kills a guy with a spatula pretty early on, which is quite fun. And then also the bad guys in the first one are Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey, who Gary Busey is just playing himself because he's and in the second one, it's not even the film; it's the trailer, right? Where the terrorists take over a train that's carrying like nuclear missiles or something, and they describe the train, a train, bear in mind how trains work, and the existence of things called timetables, right? They describe the train as, quote, an undetectable moving headquarters. Now, I know British Rail can be unreliable, but I'm fairly sure it's quite easy to find a fucking train, right, if you're the CIA.
Oh. What line is it on? Yes. The Jubilee, that line, God.
Like it's on like a one-track line running through the desert. I mean, it's not rocket science, is it, guys? Oh dear. And yeah, no, Colonel. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gary Busey is a fine purveyor of films, but he is also like clinically lunatic. I think
He gives 110% regardless of the role.
he really does.
He's an understated acting genius, like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think we've covered everything. So yeah, I think that's good. Guys, as always,
Yeah.
massive thank you. I'm glad we're doing this again for a third time.
You're welcome. I'm here for Naked Josh.
Yeah. Yes, I
After
understand
the
that.
stream, Reza.
Yeah. Now that the stream's over, guys. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So yeah, 30th of November is the deadline for month 1, and the form and the Discord are live now. I will edit the permissions shortly after the stream just to make sure it's definitely working, so you guys can get your submissions in there as well. And of course you can email your submissions to me at therealwarhipster@gmail.com. Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good time had by all, I think. I'm just waiting for my Kill Team box to arrive. Because I ordered the new starter set box, and I got an email saying it's been dispatched.
For the Heroes models.
Yeah, for the Heroes models. So I'm like, finale episode. The stream starts to Josh, draw me like one of your French girls. Well, surely it'd be contrast plus paint me like one of your French girls. If we're going to stay on theme, you know. Gonna have to whack out a lot of Gilliman flesh for that.
Panic 3/4 of the way through and throw Null Dial on me like one of your French girls.
Time to work on my Sludge Raker. I'm looking forward to seeing it, Travis. I am looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your work out there. So, before we finish, currently trying to work out how I can fit Hernkin Jaegers into Go Big. Oh,
3 Hernkin Jaegers in a green stuff trench coat. Job done.
Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Yeah. So they have some big weapons. Surely there's some with some rather large weapons.
Josh, behave.
Is that a railgun in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
Are they gonna fit into Go Big, or are they gonna fit into Go Home? That's the question, because I'm gonna hit the end poll button just there, and the winner is Go Big or Go Home with 72% of the vote. Now I'm very excited to see how you guys fit things into those themes, into that theme.
Someone's going to submit a massive dollhouse.
Yeah, got a board. I'm not doing that, Sync Noodles. That's not happening. Mostly because I'm poor.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep, took you a while to get there, didn't it, guys?
Wait for the old Emperor's Children release for that one.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play that Sizzle reel one more time for you guys, and then we shall come back in just a moment to wrap things up and say goodbye. So if you give me just a second, I'm just going to deafen, and then we're going to head over here. I've undeafened them again. We'll go back here.
Hello.
So,
That Josh guy.
yeah, I thought that might be what I come back to. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so much to everybody who sent super chat or sent a gift of membership or indeed became a member. And massive thank you, of course, to Mr. Gwatkin, Mr. Rezaprime, and Mr. ADR Wargaming for joining us today for Tale of Many Warhipsters Season 3, the kickoff, the prologue, whatever you want to call it. We will be back next month with Episode 1 and an absolute feast for the eyes of all of your legendary submissions. So all that is left is for me to say, well, for me to raise the hand of farewell, and hopefully the other three do it as well, and to say bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Friend. Bye.
Ooh, friends.
Oh, friend.